some shout outs.
Okay, recording.
Shoutouts Kaylee for being an amazing recruitment help for my raid, Ascension, and the entire guild.
I second that because she's just been amazingly helping keep up and chatting with like every single applicant, it seems like.
Third that.
Right?
I just like Kaylee.
She's
You're a
awesome.
kitty.
She's all right. Somebody's got to play devil's advocate.
Other shout outs.
For Majestus for giving iTeam a really big hand. I appreciate everything that you had done for us. Thank you so much.
Seconded.
Shout out to Inra for helping me with Discord and roles when I didn't have the correct permissions. He hurried up and helped people get in for me. I appreciate that.
House and Alessandra for helping Kismet try and down KJ the past few weeks. It's been a great help.
Wait, you guys got him?
Not yet. Still working.
I want to do a shout out to Inri and her entire events coordination team for continuing to provide just really great events on an ongoing basis. There seems like there's always something new and fun going on in the guild. So thank you for all the great ideas that you guys come up with and execute.
Secondary.
I want to thank Zboot and Solari for helping me set up all of the Destiny channels and all that other crap for getting all the teams rolling.
I have a bunch of shout outs this month. I have to say it's never been clearer to me how much my success in this guild is due to the support of you guys. It's been really clear this month. So shout outs to Majestus, who has done some heavy lifting for me. She enables me to do my job as a guild leader in spite of my real life commitments. Shout out to Inri, who's been coming up with great suggestions to support Endless Kingdom. To Alessandra, who's managed to keep the social team going while doing battle with the boss of real life. Leah and Solari, who are doing a special project for me. And to Serenity for helping me hear myself when I needed to think out loud.
That's a good list. I'll do my list. I think yours was longer than mine, but that's all right. Wanted to say thanks to Snow and Aki. They're bumping threads for us every week, so that's super helpful and awesome. Make sure your teams are saying hi, and thanks to them for that too. Wanted to say thanks for Madge. Came up with an idea for a T-shirt. She had an awesome T-shirt made for her team. She came up with the idea, and then much excitement is going to be shown off later tonight by Henry, who took the idea and ran with it and came up with a really she didn't come up with a cool design, but we've had internal discussion. We've picked a design, and I won't spoil it for anybody because I'm sure Henry will show that off just fine. Also wanted to thank Zboot first off for getting the Patreon up and running. I had started one like 6 months ago, a year ago, I don't know, and then never done anything with it. And then Zboot with his creativity, we are now like fully funded, and that's super awesome. So thanks for Zboot getting it going, and thanks for all the Patreon supporters. I think IT might have the most that are doing it, but there's a whole list that was put in the guild message today. So thank you for that. It's I am not a rich person, and I'm happy to keep the guild going. I know there's a few other people that I won't call out, but they're basically donating money every month to just do the thing. So it's nice to have the community kind of funding itself. So thanks for the people that are giving, and thanks for Zboot setting it up. Any other shout outs?
I do. Zenari, thank you very much for the suggestion that you made, because that is what is going to be the bank's big announcement this month.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks to the banking team for getting stuff going. I know we've had, I think, 2 or 3 teams move over to our Discord, and I'll talk more about that a little bit later. So huge thanks. Some of them I didn't even have to go harass. They just, I think they kind of heard we were moving in that direction and are eager to support. So that's super appreciative of them. Anyone else before we go to promotions? All right.
For Team Dreadnought, we've got one promotion to range lead Raven Sky.
Awesome, congrats, Raven.
Congrats.
Woo!
I have one. So Ilasana, who you might see as Ace in Templar chat, it kind of goes back and forth. He was promoted to Templar for Destiny Team 1.
Cool. And we have a bunch of people that are doing Destiny stuff, which we'll have a Destiny update this meeting too.
Imperium has a new healing leader under the name of Mings. Thank you, Mings, for everything you're doing.
Welcome.
The recruitment team got much bigger this last month. We got Snowmantle for, of course, guild bumping. We already had Aki and myself and Kaylee, but we also now have Druid Kenda, who's also doing social apps, is now going to be working guild mergers, and his assistant, the Smoking Man.
And she just mentioned Druid Kenda. Also have Mistogen on the social team, and I don't know if that was mentioned last month, so I want to make sure that we mention both of them.
The bank team has.
Go ahead.
And we are promoting both Cold and Dysfunctional. I think Dysfunctional's characters are Grumpy and Sleepy. Yeah, I love Dysfunctional's characters' names, but they have been doing a tremendous amount of farming for the guild bank, and because of that, at the beginning of this month, we went and promoted them to our official farmers. So they will get the rank and everything as well as Master of Coins. So
cool. Congrats. Thanks for helping, and thanks for being willing to step up to leadership.
Cold's just a slight bit insane. I think we got something like 60,000 Fergenskaggle, or however you say it.
Fergenskaggle.
Awesome.
I was talking about.
Awesome. All right, other promotion. I've got two. One is Nye, who has been on O Team for a long time, and for those of you that don't know, Madge, if you haven't followed, I think last month we talked about it, but Madge was stepping down from the O team lead position to take care of some IRL stuff, but she's obviously still been around, very active in the community and helping, but she's not able to sit for prolonged periods of time to raid, so she's figuring out other ways to help the community. So what happened is Nye has now been the interim team lead, but he's officially being announced as the team lead of O at this point. So congrats on your new team lead position, Nye.
Congrats, dude.
And CJM is taking over Militia, which is yay for me. I don't have to team lead anymore. And then we are also looking to expand Militia a little bit. We might start adding like a Monday night and try to push, because originally it was a recruitment team that was going to get into Mythic. So we might kind of split it. We might actually split it into two different teams, where one's like just focusing on one. One's focusing on Heroic and one's focusing on Mythic. Originally Militia was supposed to focus on Mythic, but it's been between, so we'll have more on that. But thank you, CGM, for taking that. Any other promotions? Well, okay then. If you don't know, can someone post the agenda in Discord general? These meetings go on a public area on the website, so anyone can hear these meetings, anyone can see the agenda for these meetings. If you want to see what happened, you can go back and look at the area of the forums. It'll have a link to the audio file and some of the stuff that gets posted, like when the t-shirt design gets revealed. I'm sure we can get that posted on the website as well. So that's a good spot to make sure you're checking things out if you missed something. But let's move on to the guild status update. Our report card is all A's. We're doing a good job as a community. We're doing so well, it's creating a problem, because like, I'm not trying to I'm not asking for any praise for this or anything. I'm just letting you know, I literally can't log into the game for an hour every day. Like, it takes me an hour to get through tells and look through everything. And there's still a bunch of like channels and stuff that I don't look at anymore that I used to always look at. Like, for example, the team channels in Discord and stuff. I used to always go through those. It's just, there's so much going on. There's so much activity on Discord. There's so much just happening inside the community with different leadership groups. It's awesome. It's super awesome. I mean, we really are creating a place for everyone, whether you just want to raid casually every once in a while, or you want to be hardcore and get really involved with with leadership, whatever way you can. A lot of people are making the world a better place, and we're growing and we're thriving. And I am trying to figure out how to coordinate and keep ahead of all of it, because obviously we need to be all on the same page, and that's kind of my big thing, right? I need to make sure we're all coordinating. So the community is growing great, and it is creating a situation where we're going to keep going. But I'm also letting people know and asking you to make sure you are checking with other people, talking, because there's so much going on. We don't want to have miscommunication and butt heads over the same thing, right? People are all going in the same direction. We're all trying to make the world a better place, but sometimes we have slightly different ideas on how to do that, and then we forget to communicate those ideas and all that. But we are thriving. We are going. It's awesome. We have a couple things that are going to be really exciting to announce this meeting. But as a whole, the community, the people inside the community, we're doing well. We're getting along. There's not any, crazy drama going on. I mean, there's always things going on, right? There's always headbutting and people needing to work through some things. But we've had a good month. We're growing, and just want to thank everyone that's creating this kind of atmosphere. And one thing I will say is I think we're getting more notice. People are starting to kind of look at this guild that is different than any other guild that's ever existed in WoW and thinking, wow, what are they doing? And so applaud yourselves and look forward to more awesome and great things, because we do not plan to slow down. We plan to keep going and growing, but of course at a pace that is sustainable and healthy. And so I am saying no to some things here and there that I need to say no to, because we want to make sure we're growing, like I said, at a healthy, like a stable, healthy place. But we are there. I'm excited to be able to report that to you. And I look forward to many of the things that will be discussed in this meeting, and many of the things that won't be discussed, but I know are out there that are coming in the future. All right. With that, Belle, what you got for us?
Okay, hold on a sec. I got to bring my notes up.
I'm like, we're all excited here.
Okay, so I have a couple of hot items that I want help with. One is Greenwall, just to keep that exciting community that we've got going. Greenwall is a required add-on in our community. It's the only one this guild requires of all of its members. And the reason for that is that our guild cannot be the great community it is without Greenwall. When you talk in guild chat without Greenwall, you are excluding a large segment of the guild. And we've gotten a lot of new members recently with the guild mergers and the heavy recruiting. There are a lot of people who don't have Greenwall right now. I think we had 20 last night when we did an audit. That's a lot of people who are missing out on the guild chat. And a lot of people who, if they're talking in guild chat, nobody's hearing. So I would really appreciate it if you check with your friends and your new teammates, make sure they have Greenwall, and if they don't, help them get it and turn on the check boxes so they can see the achievement spam.
Actually, sorry, Belle, I'm going to cut in just because I know you're not going to be mean about it, but I'm going to be a little bit mean about it. Like this isn't just coming from Belle. Belle's being nice about it, but I want you to understand this is very important to me and it's very important to the community. Whether you're basically ignoring some other raider that's on an alt, or you're ignoring someone in another guild that doesn't raid, I think it's kind of rude to be talking in guild chat when someone can't follow the conversation, right? So please encourage the people that don't have it to have it. And we do have an add-on now, a script that runs. We can see all the people that don't have it. So this is me asking nicely after Belle asked nicely, but I really want to encourage you guys to get it and to make sure that we aren't alienating ourselves or other members of the community by not being able to hear what they're saying. Sorry, Belle, go ahead.
Okay. Another part of administrating the guild is taking care of the rosters in guild. And one of the places that we're having trouble with that is in the alt guilds. So I'm asking for your help to clean up the rosters in the alt guilds. There are a lot of alts that aren't tagged properly, and this means we can't tell whose alt it is and if it belongs to someone who's still an active member of the guild. The problem is when an alt hasn't been logged on to for 6 months, it's really tempting to remove them. And we don't want to remove the alts of somebody who's an active player, but we're getting to that point where it's hard to tell who's active and who's not. So what we would like is for everyone to log on to their alts and make sure they're tagged correctly with their main's name. So for the rest of the year, editing the public note has been turned on in both of the alt guilds, so you can help us clean up the rosters. And I just ask that you please log on to your alt soon and verify you're tagged correctly. You have till the end of the year, but don't procrastinate. It'd be a good time to just log on to your alt to make sure that everything's in order.
I have a question real quick about that. Being an RE and you're inviting people to the alt guild and stuff like that, is it necessarily mandatory to have a mark that they're an alt and then the name? Because the A, isn't that kind of redundant? You know, why don't you just write their main name and call it a day? Or is that just...
Yeah, so just do that for now. We're gonna have to tweak some of that stuff. Like the M and the A's are kind of obsolete because the system goes back to when we just had one guild, right? But just for now, leave it as an A, and then we'll... Or actually, I guess you don't have to. Just put the alt, the mains person. Make sure that's in there.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what was the final answer?
Final answer is you don't have to put the M anymore. Let's just... I'll make an
You don't have to
decision on this.
you don't have to put the A on it.
Okay. Look, just didn't seem to make sense.
In the regular guilds, we still need the M and the A because we have people with alts for administrative purposes.
Then you have a competition with militia, but if you
I don't tag mercenary as M, so
mercenary has it.
Guilds, but A is redundant. If you have the main's name in your tag, that's good.
Okay.
Okay. On getting Endless Kingdom its own identity as to run the guild and how we divide people up, and what we don't want is for there to be a division in our community. What we really want is for it to be one seamless community. And one of the things that sets Endless Kingdom apart from Eternal Kingdom right now in a bad way is that we don't have all the guild rewards unlocked, all the guild rewards unlocked. I've had several people from Eternal Kingdom express interest in helping Endless Kingdom out and helping us get those guild rewards unlocked, but I have not had anyone step forward from Endless Kingdom to help make this happen. And it's not going to happen unless Endless Kingdom wants it. So if you are in Endless Kingdom and you want to see the guild rewards unlocked, consider being the person that steps forward to facilitate that effort. And if you're interested in seeing how you can help in other ways, definitely talk to me, because we need leadership from Endless Kingdom. That's all I have, Zate.
Thanks. Excited to see that aspect of the community continue growing. Madge, let us know about what's going on with recruitment.
All right, bring up my paperwork. So for recruitment, we've had a lot coming in. So of course, getting the end of the tier, new tier coming up. So as Hanti likes saying, always be recruiting. So what I like is with the Toys for Tots coming up, Streamathon, it's a good opportunity to bring people into the Discord while carrying them and talk up EK. So, you know, get some more recruits possibly in here if you see somebody while you're carrying them. So there's the potential recruits and recruitment chat channel under the leadership section in Discord for Templars, ambassadors, and team leads. But if you're a Templar that cannot see it, it's because your ambassador or team lead has not given it to you, so talk to them about it. And it's also a great place to have open communication between the teams about apps. Also, I know we kind of said this a little bit, but if you want to get more involved in the community, we do have a help wanting posting and contacts for each section. So I just kind of wanted to put it back out there again for just not my group, but for other groups as well. In the general. And that's it from me.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. I would say this too. We do have a lot of people that are going to be interested in the game right now, coming back from BlizzCon and whatever else. So this would be a great time to point them in the direction of the website or invite them to a community event, et cetera, because we are looking to grow. This has, I think, been one of the hardest, if not the hardest tier roster-wise for a lot of groups. And this is a good time to try to get some people interested so we don't have that problem come up next year. Just let people know we're looking. Well, at least most of the teams are. A lot of the teams are. Next up is Alessandra, but Alessandra is out with some real life stuff. She's moving, and Bella's going to do the report for her this time around.
I am. First thing she wanted to mention, I did already with our promotions. Mistogen and Druid Kenda are on the social team now, and really appreciate their help. A couple of other things. The social program is going really well. It's busy. We have a lot of people coming in. So really happy people are understanding the sponsorship and working with us to make sure sponsorship is successful. We have the new Patreon and wanted to make sure people knew that Patreon members will be eligible for social sponsorship. So even if you're not Grand Army, if you're a Patreon member, you can sponsor someone. Also, we have a new sponsorship channel in Discord. So you can post your questions and comments there. And don't forget to check out the pins for general information about sponsorship. That's all.
Awesome. Thank you. Next up is the banking. Jessica.
Okay. I've had a lot of people actually asking me. Hang on one second. I'm like deleting stuff in the bank stuff with my push to talk button. I've had a lot of people asking me how many tickets are given, how many tickets does someone have, all of these different things. So one of our big announcements is how many tickets we did give out this past month. We gave out 16,363.
Jeez.
Now, keep in mind that close to 70% of that was cold. So that's one of the reasons why there was the discussion about promoting him and whatnot, because, yeah, a lot of this has been done by him. Z-Boot was going to actually talk to someone about working on something so that we actually have it updating for you guys so that you guys can see how many tickets are given out. He'll let me know whether or not that's possible at some point in the near future. We do take BOEs, and we have been selling the ones that you guys have sent us. We haven't gotten a lot of gold from that. We've gotten 215,299. Not really a whole lot, not getting anywhere close to being able to turn on repairs, which is one of our goals. We have our announcements of our prize winners. You guys, for those that did see the original flyer, you know that the top prize was a headset donated by Anna. She can tell you more about the headset. I don't really. Yeah, you're like all geeked over the headset. I know.
I have 2 of them.
Amma Maratsu was the person who won the first place prize, which is that. Our second place prize. I can't talk tonight. It's only 1:30 in the morning. Is a battle pet, and we've got a number of them that you can pick from. And that went to. I got to move down. That went to Giggy. Is that how you say his name?
No idea.
I'm not sure either.
So close enough.
Yeah, so get with me at some point. I'm going to say tomorrow because after the meeting, I'm logging off and going to sleep. And we will pick out a battle pet for you. Like I said, we've got a number of them. Our third place prize is actually going to the Sellswords team. Hante donated some stuff, and that's who got picked for it. So you guys will have 100 potions of prolonged power that your team can use.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for donating. The new flyer for donations is up. Trin has done a great job on putting these together. She's also got one for the winners. The big announcement for the Guild Bank, and like I said, this came from Zanari. She had found somewhere where another guild had purchased a BattleNet card and raffled it off to increase their guild's funds. We're going a little bit further with this. We're not going to do just a $20 BattleNet card. From one of the things I was reading is with the BattleNet cards, you can get into the complications of people being in different countries and different currency involved. So my husband and I are donating a $50 Visa card. To enter in this, it takes 7,500 gold for each ticket. So 7,500 gold for a ticket for this drawing. You can enter as many times as you want. So if somebody, say, wanted to give us 75K, they'd get 10 tickets towards this drawing. That is going to be announced at our December guild meeting, so you'll have it in time for Christmas. And if anybody has any questions about how we're doing the tickets for that or how we're doing the tickets for the donations, get with me. I'll be happy to answer. For our drawing for the $50 Visa, I'm going to have you guys, I'll send that to Jessica because of the fact I've already emptied out her gold. And this way we have a good way of keeping track of exactly what we've brought in, as well as our mail app with our mail app. And we can separate it out from if you wanted to donate to the Guild Bank for the $300 gold for a ticket on that for those drawings, or whether it's for this. That way we have that separation. I think that's about it, unless anybody else from the banking team can come up with something I missed.
Donate more stuff.
Oh, yes, we always want more stuff. Oh, that reminds me. The other thing I talked about Z with was putting up our top 3 donators of the month, like on the front page of the Guild website. This way you guys can at least see who our top donators are. The other thing is we're going to be doing a double ticket item for our most needed items. So for that week, once that item's been announced, if you donate that item, you get double ticket value for it. Our first week, we're actually going to do Starlight Rose, and this will go not till just this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, because it's a short amount of time between the guild meeting and Tuesday. So for the next week and a half, if you donate Starlight Rose, you get double ticket value for it. And then I'll pick something else that we really need after that for the next double ticket value. Did I miss anything, guys?
Awesome.
Not that I can think of.
I think it is a understatement to say thank you. And I'm in the banker channel, and I just want to let you guys know these guys work hard. They come with creative ideas. I don't. It's one of those channels I don't read as closely as I could, just because I got so much to read when I get on. But when I do look through, they're working hard. They're coming up with really good ideas. The goal here, right? We get repairs. We get all sorts of stuff, consumables for our raid teams. So we don't have to worry about repair gold during progression. And it's just because they're coming up with creative ideas and they're donating real money. They're also Patreon supporters, that are. So Jessica and her husband are also Patreon supporters, what I'm saying. I didn't ask her if I could say that, but I'm just saying thank you for your support to the guild.
That's fine.
Financially and your mental capacity as well to come up with these creative things. And I think, me and Z had already talked a little bit about, we will try to come up with, every once in a while, we'll probably take some money out of Patreon and try to support things like this, as we do have some of the guild funds going on a regular basis. We'll get a group together, kind of decides where we want to put stuff. But this is one of those things that we really want to get, gold turned back on for everybody without anybody having to worry about donating.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The people that donate can buy tickets and win things, and if they don't, that's fine, but they still have their gold repair. So
That really is kind of one of our end goals, is making sure that we get repairs turned back on for the teams. We're doing so well with the donations because of cold that we're actually looking at doubling what we send out, maybe starting next month. So we'll see where we are towards the end of this month and see if we're able to do that.
So donate more.
Yeah.
Okay, Anna.
We really need to be able to rely on more than just 1 or 2 people.
Would you guys be able to cover methods of donation? For instance, I was on Rusty Heels and I was trying to put something in a bank. I can't see anything in the bank, and I can't put anything in the bank. The
Well,
guild bank.
putting it in the bank directly is not really the best way to go about it because we can't always keep track of that very well. For the donations of mats, please send them to either EK Bank or EK Banker, because we have a mail app that Tiki was kind enough to make for us to track all of that really well.
Can you make sure you put that in a post on the
It's on the flyer.
Okay, all right. So yeah, just mail stuff, and then you'll get the corresponding tickets for the value of the items you sent in.
Cool.
Thanks again, banking team. Excited for all these ideas you're coming up with, and excited to eventually get the gold turned back on, hopefully. So thanks for everything you're doing. Now, one of the something that's been asked for a long time, years, probably the longest and very frequently asked request is going to start happening. So, Henry, I know you got some other stuff to update us with too, but it is your turn.
Yeah, I'll leave that for last. For all our new people, I know we have a ton of mergers, tons of new people coming in, which is really great. And I anticipate we'll see more of that too at the announcement of the new expansion. So this is just like my general reminder that all guild events are always shown on your in-game calendars in EK and ENK. They're not in the alt guilds just because it's a bit too much work and kind of redundant, right? Because everybody has a main in one of the guilds. All other relevant info is always pinned in the events channel too in Discord, and you can also see a listing of all the weekly runs that we have in EK. We actually have now, which is really awesome and something I'm really excited about, we have at least one open raid every day of the week except for Wednesday, which is just phenomenal. I think right now we have 10 open guild runs that occur literally every single week. That's not counting the off, like random events that we have, either like the seed parties or like achievement runs or things like that. So that's been really great. That's been really awesome. Really good group of people that have been running all of those things for me. So greatly appreciate that. So the first major announcement is the t-shirt. I'm really excited about this. It was great seeing everybody's entries. I think it was really enjoyable for everybody seeing and being able to commentate about what looked good, what people liked, kind of like what the community was asking for, right? So I would like to announce that Stein won the t-shirt contest. So her design is going to be on the shirt. I'll post what it'll look like right here. Just a second.
Congrats, Stein.
I don't think she's actually here. I think she had to go to sleep. She's a student, but that t-shirt is going to be coming soon for purchase within the next week or so. That'll also be when the Toys for Tots flyer and all that type of stuff starts getting pushed out, and then the sign-up sheet. So that's coming too, since that is coming up next month. But the shirt will be around $20. Initially, we were going to have it on the back of the shirt, but we decided after a couple hours laboring and discussing it that it's going to be on the front of the shirt. We thought that would make the t-shirt more interesting, one, especially for pictures and things like that, because we want you guys to wear them and like take photos with your friends, like other people in EK that you might see, that sort of thing, right? So that was the logic behind that. And the other reason was because to have two sides of it was incredibly expensive. There was no way we were even going to break even if we did that. So that was kind of a learning thing there. I think for the next t-shirt we'll have a bit more flexibility because it's not going to be something that we're using to raise money for, right? It's just going to be something that we have as an annual shirt. And yeah, Flit, getting anything on the back would immediately skyrocket the price. I can go over the details later if anybody wants me to. I can post the details, but yeah. So it'll just be on the front, but I'm really excited about it. The two runner-ups were Wirio. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Her design was really, really great as well. And then House was also another great runner-up. All three of those designs were really, really amazing. It was really difficult for us to pick one and decide what to do with it, right? So all of the designs though will be featured on social media, and Leia can talk a bit more about that because we do want to thank you guys and highlight all the great work and hard work that you put into that, right? So that is that. I think I might have already said this, but Stein is going to win a month of game time and a store pet, and that's courtesy of Vexa. He decided to donate that, so that was really nice of him to do. So. And then the next big announcement, this is what Zayt was talking about. And I kind of told a couple people earlier today because it came up during the announcement for the new expansion, right? And if you saw going into the new expansion, they're going to be focusing on the battle between like the Horde versus the Alliance, right? Kind of bringing the game back to like what it was about in the beginning. So this was something we decided to work on maybe about a month ago. Zate approached me and asked me, because it was brought up at the ENK meeting, there was interest in a Horde guild. So Zate approached me and asked me if I would be willing to do that and be the GM of that, so long as it stays casual, which is the plan for now. There's not going to be any raid teams, that we have no plans of adding any rostered teams or recruiting any type of rostered team. This is basically and solely for right now and into the foreseeable future. We have no plans, again, like I said, will be a casual guild for like your Horde alts as we move into the new expansion, so we can see both sides of content, right? And this guild will be on Area 52. That seemed to be the most popular choice, and it's commonly referred to as the Proudmoore equivalent. So that will be coming, or well, that's here right now. There's a channel in guild now that says Horde. If you want an invite to that, just put your tune name in there, and then I can invite you for the rest of the meeting. But yeah, like if you need an invite, just put it there.
And
then I'll
Alex
make
is working tomorrow, and I'm doing homework, so I'll log in over there. And if you need an invite tomorrow during the day.
And all ranks in that guild too will reflect what they are in EK. It's going to be something that we're going through and checking every so often. So there's not going to be, it's basically going to be like another alt guild. It's going to be Horde side, and it's going to be on a different server, but same rules apply, same 3 pillars, all of that, all the same. But yep, that's it. That's all I've got. Hopefully that is really exciting to people. I'm really excited to do this. I think it'll be really great for the community. I don't know. I'm just really excited. I think this is just going to be really, really awesome. And hopefully other people feel the same way.
We do.
Yes, thank you, Henry. Every time someone came to me and asked about it, I was like, "You want to do the work to make it?" And Henry is the first one that is putting the work and effort into it. And like she said, and I'll explain real briefly why we're not letting it have rostered teams. It's because it could pull from Proudmoore, and we don't want to exacerbate some of our recruitment issues. If we explore that route later on, we can explore that route later on. But right now, it's just meant to be a fun thing. That is to say, if someone wants to get together and do a heroic run or a normal run or anything like that, that's completely fine. You can pug, you could internally do a guild group, but rostered teams where you're expected to show up, where there's a team lead, where we've got you advertised as a team for EK, all that stuff. We are not looking, at least now or in the foreseeable future, at this moment anyway, to do that. It's just a fun Horde branch out thing, but don't want to necessarily never ever, just not for now, and just want to make sure people understand that it's not because we're trying to mean it's because we're growing at a healthy rate, which is
Zate. You're not trying to add more raid teams, are you?
See, this is
No,
why,
absolutely not. No. I promise.
I know.
This is why. We like I said at the beginning, we're growing. It's great. It's fantastic. It's really amazing. And we want to continue to add options to the community, but we have to do it in a healthy way that is not going to create problems for our existing raid teams. And the health of the community is paramount, not just trying to do new cool things just to see what happens. We do try new cool things, but we're going to be calculated about. And right now, the answer is no roster teams, but you're welcome to go over there and pug a run or get a guild group going and get like a militia raid going where it's an open run or something. But thanks
Alex
again to
and
Henry.
I were already talking about possibly if there was interest in doing that.
Yeah, so thanks to
Running something
Henry.
like that.
Thanks to Henry for willing to get it going. If you do want to do something like that, kind of organize a pug Horde guild group, that would be awesome. Talk to Henry. We can absolutely make it a community event and put it in our community event, like, hey, Horde run this time. If you want to show up, be there, kind of thing. But again, thanks for making many people's dreams come true that have come to me over the years saying, why don't we have a Horde guild? We do now. So yay.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. And again, just to reiterate, just to really drive home the point, like I have no intention of like creating teams or anything like that. Like we have no intent of that. That will not happen. Like I will not like let us gut like what we have here, right? Like you're not going to lose your raiders or anything like that. Like I assure you that will not happen.
Awesome. Thank you. And now on to social media. Leia.
Hi. I don't have a whole lot to say this month. First of all, if you are new to the guild, if you go to the pins in general Discord, you will see all the links to our social media sites. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So please follow us, like us, whatever the option is for that. there is a little bit of a change that's been going on. We have a podcast, and we did have one episode, and obviously, I'm sure you've noticed there is not another one up yet. Faye had to take a step back from the game for real life, which we all understand. So, starting hopefully the beginning of this week, we will be releasing a podcast, and it's going to be myself and Serenity that will be hosting it. So, looked for that, and I think that's about it.
Awesome. So be watching for the podcast. We're going to continue doing that things. I would say if you have suggestions, we're going to have new hosts as well. But if you have suggestions or thoughts, make sure you're sending those to Leia. Anything else, Leia?
Nope, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And Z-Boot.
Okay,
Discord and everything else.
Yeah. The main thing was done recently is obviously the Patreon, which I already talked about a bit, as a way to give awards for people that don't have a lot of time to spend like in game in the guild. They want to support the guild in different ways, and that's helped us fund the server. It's going to help us also fund future. Either like I'm not sure how to explain it. It's going to fund more basically increases in activity, so like we can fund awards if we have official BlizzCon meetups next year, that type of thing. There's another thing regarding Patreon, as in a new reward coming soon. TM. I'm not gonna announce any time like what the time frame for that is because I have no idea personally. But keep my eye out for that. And yeah, that was the main thing that's changed. There's nothing really that new. There's going to be the new widget coming on the main page for banking once that's set up. And then there should be a new thing in the making in roughly 2 weeks. I'm not going to announce what that is yet.
Awesome. Thank you. Z-Boot's doing a lot behind the scenes. You don't necessarily see it. And it's like one of those jobs, like if everything's going well, no one really notices anything and he doesn't get thanks. He just gets yelled at when, something's not going well. So thank you for all the little fine tuning you're doing behind the scenes. Keep the website, the new, like the mercenary getting posted we have a thing for that, which I'm perfect transition for what we're about to talk about here. But he's doing a lot of things behind the scenes and making the world a better place, making the community a better place. So thanks for that, Z-Boot. Appreciate your work. And we are going to talk about Discord a little bit more tonight, but I'll save that for later. Next up is Kalia.
Me, Kaylee.
Kaylee. I always add the A there. Kaylee, sorry. I have my daughter's friend's name is Kalia. And so, sorry, Kaylee. Are you here with an update from Mercenary?
I know she is in game at least. Let me poke her. Hang on.
She's probably in Tells with someone right now. She's probably in a separate conversation. I will start off since she's not here though. I'm going to steal her thunder. Haha. She has gotten it created now where you can actually app to the mercenary rank. So basically, we can say yes to everybody. If you cannot get into the guild, if you're wanting to raid on our rostered raid team and there is currently no available spot for you, say, there's 3 different teams and all 3 of those teams that you can make their times, they all have 6 hunters and you're a hunter. You're like, oof, that's rough. When the highest end rating I ever did was their team had like 4 hunters, but by the end of the tier, I was the only hunter, right? So you gotta get a place to camp out a little bit sometimes, and we have that place to camp out in the mercenary rank, and I'll let Kaylee take it from here.
Hi, sorry about that. We were in the middle of Kill Jaden.
Oh, you're raiding. I'm sorry. Can you give us a rundown on the mercenary rank?
Yes. We get just a moment here. Okay, so sorry. We have been organizing and putting together the mercenary ranks. So far, we have 16 mercenaries and 7 different people trialing for it as well. I as I explained at the last meeting, they're basically a sort of backup mythic raiding roster for teams to look to as fill-ins. And when a team leader raid lead has someone not show up, they can look at who is online at the mercenary rank and pull from there. There's also a Discord channel where the team leads can @ mercenary, and it tags all of those who have the mercenary rank and lets them know that the team leads are looking for someone. There is a spreadsheet that is pinned in that channel as well that keeps track of all of the mercenaries and their availability, as well as their logs and their armory, so you can kind of look them over before bringing them to your raid if you know ahead of time and are wanting to look for a specific like class or things like that. Whenever I've had a few people approach me about wanting to promote a mercenary as a raid, as part of their like raid roster, where they want to bring them in as a raider, and that is always okay. The only thing I ask is that I know, and that's just so that I can remove them from all of the spreadsheet stuff that I have, because I keep track of a lot of different information. Otherwise, they are completely available for anyone at any time to be able to promote as they see fit to their roster. A lot of these people are actually looking for teams, though some of them don't have time to commit to a team. So it's a mix. It's good for those that don't have time to commit to a full schedule, and so there's a lot of those on there. But there are quite a few that I also, as the assistant recruitment coordinator, I can also look at all the apps that are coming in. And anytime I see an app that isn't being picked up because there isn't room for a team, they have great logs, they're a great applicant, but there doesn't seem to be room on the team that they're interested in or that has the times available for them, I approach them about being a mercenary. So some of these mercenaries are people that are hoping to be able to find a team. So anytime you find a mercenary that fits your guys' team really well and you guys really like them, feel free to steal them. I think that's about it. I do have an application up now for people if they're wanting to apply as a mercenary.
Cool. Anything else?
I don't think so.
I'll let you go back to Killjay, and thanks for coming to share with us. And you got a few shout outs at the beginning. You should go listen to the initial 10 minutes of the recording or whatever. But Kaylee does a lot of work talking to a lot of people one-on-one and making sure they're finding the right spot. So thank you for finding all the people, making sure that they find a home, even when it's got to be frustrating when you come into a guild this big and you can't find a raid team for yourself, right? But no more. Talk to Kaylee and she'll get you plugged in and get you raiding, and then you can jump on or just stay casual and raid whenever you want. Thanks again, Kaylee. All right, moving on to our additional items. So the first thing is something we've talked about, I think, for 6 months now. It's the second item there I'm going to hit on first. We are moving the citizens over to ENK. We're going to have raiding rostered mains and alts if you're in like the mercenary rank or in 2 teams or whatever in one guild, and then non-raiders will be in another guild. This is simply because of space. If we had, trust me when I say this, it would be great if we could just ask Blizzard to throw a switch and make it so we have, maybe I'll just ask them if they can do it. My guess is it's a coding complicated measure, but would love to have it so we had, 10 more ranks and, 5,000 cap on our guild, but we don't. We have, and we're going to have to go through and purge alts and stuff like that. So when Bell talked to you earlier about making sure you're labeling your alts that aren't labeled are going to get gone. Make sure you're logging in your alts. We're going to try to kind of clean up over the next few months so that as we continue to grow, we have space to grow. Part of that is putting people into different aspects of, where they fit in terms of are they rating or not rating. So it's not a greater than or less than, it's just a thing we are doing to get around the physical restraints of guild limit cap. So we will be moving citizen ranks, and the reason we need to get the citizen rank moved over is because it's freeing up a rank. We have all the ranks currently used right now in EK. There's no free rank, and for reasons I'll explain at some later time, basically, I am looking to cut my time in half and be twice as productive. So you say that is mathematically impossible. I say it is, but I need a rank to do it. There is a Chancellor rank that is going to be appointed. It will take some time. You can read about it. There's a link there. It is going to be a 6-month process just to start this thing. So it is going to be people that I spend considerable amount of time investing in, making sure they understand how the guild works, and they will already understand how the guild works, I'm sure, before they even approach me about that. But there's a full write-up, so I'm not going to get into all the details. But I will explain that for me to really do the job that needs to be done, for me to be happy with what I'd be doing, I would need 80 hours a week. I don't have 80 hours a week. I've been spending 20 to 30 hours, and I say 20. I don't know why I just say 30. I've been averaging 30 hours for 4 years doing this, staying up late, and it does put stress on my life and takes time away that I could be doing other things. I'm looking to cut that in half. I am looking to promote people that can actually serve this guild the way it needs to be served, the way that I cannot because of, restraints on myself. So these individuals will be going around and supporting teams and helping them, get through things like a team swap or whatever that could be a little bit contentious. So to give you just kind of a picture of what the new rank is going to be. So first off, Citizen rank's going away to create the Chancellor rank. The Chancellor will be kind of my, right hand, left hand individuals to help things go smoothly. I would expect team leads and REs to handle. So on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being like red alert, drama, nuclear war kind of thing, and then 1 being, I stubbed my toe. On that scale of what's going on in the guild, team leads, royal emissaries are going to handle between like the 0 and 5, right? They're going to handle all that kind of stuff. Then the Chancellors are going to step in at like 6, 7, and 8. And then I would be stepping in at like a 9 and 10. So anytime there's serious conflict or anytime there's a big decision that's going to be made, for example, if a year down the road, we're like, hey, let's add a rostered raid team to our Horde guild. Okay, that's a big decision, and that's something I would be involved in. Or if it's like, let's look to start a new team, or there's a guild merger or whatever, right? Like I would be saying the final sign off on a lot of these things. So I will still be involved. I'll still be around to talk to you. I'll still have, my open door policy. My channel in Discord is open. I've had 1 or 2 times people have stopped in and I've had to move them out, but like I'm approachable. I'm still around. You can still come to me, but there's a good chance that I'm going to send you off to somebody else to get certain things dealt with, right? And that's not because I don't love you. It's because I have to sleep at night. And but the bottom line is this guild needs more than what I can give it, and I'm really working hard to find the people that can give it what it needs, and there's going to be a special rank. So that is why the Citizen rank's going to go away, the Chancellor rank's going to be there, and you'll be hearing more and more about some of the people that we're working at to try to get in there, and some of the positions that we need. I want 4 right now. We're not there, right? We've got half of that I'm working with. So if you're interested in getting more involved, you can read it, you can understand, you can talk to me, et cetera, et cetera. But that is the new leadership rank that's going to happen. We already talked about the guild Patreon. Did you have anything else to add there, Zboot?
I think I already talked about most of it during the part earlier. I'm going to keep making the monthly announcements about the donators I know every month. Obviously, if you don't have your Discord account linked to your Patreon account when you donate, and then afterwards don't approach me to get the rank, I'll have no idea. And yeah. Basically, if you do pledge and haven't received your rewards immediately because you weren't connected via Discord on the website, just contact me and I'll get that set up.
Awesome. And then if you have suggestions on like, hey, it'd be cool if you had this as a perk or something, send them a tell. Because we do want to make it bigger, better, and we're always open to feedback and ideas. So if you have any ideas about how to make Patreon better, please send them Zboot's way. Next thing is me again and Zboot, but I'm going to kind of head this up in terms of I'm making a request. Zboot's not making the request. I'm making the request. I want you to consider what you can be doing to help get our Discord sponsored. If we get our Discord sponsored, we have a special server, so it's more stable. We also have a higher codec for voice quality, from what I understand. We tried to get sponsored about 6 months ago. Then we were probably about 80 to 90% of what we have now, and we didn't get it. So actually, maybe not. I don't know how much we've grown. We've been growing, but we want to continue growing. So we need to be inviting people in. One of the things I always shared about when I started this community is Elitist Jerks forums are kind of dead now, but that used to be like the go-to place for WoW. I would love for 90% of the people that are interacting with EK, not even being in the EK guild, right? The people that are coming here for theory crafting or coming to check out our events or whatever, right? I really want to build this out, and that would help us get sponsored. So a few ideas, and I'm going to be talking to each of the teams. One of the things that I want to do is I want to, as I'm stepping away more and wanting to cut my time down, I want to have things running smoothly. One of the things I want this to be a central hub. I want our Discord to be where everybody raids. And I'm working with some teams already over. There's a few teams that aren't, and I'll be upping the pressure and talking to those teams and what they need to be coming over. But I mean, can you imagine if everyone on Disc-K and everyone, sorry, in EK, we all do have our own Discords. A lot of teams do, right? And that's fine. You need your own space. You need to run your own house to be kind of private, right? Like that you need to be able to tell a personal joke without someone thinking, oh, they could take it the worst possible way, right? Which is why you can't say certain things in public. It's not like, you're saying something bad. It's just, there's things that are open to interpretation, right? That you want to be a little bit careful in, and you can talk a little bit different with your buddies, at the pub than you can, when you're in front of a bunch of people. So, there's still a professionalism pillar throughout, right? The community, but I want you to imagine what this community would look like if all the different teams had their own Discord and we didn't have a central Discord, right? It'd feel different. It wouldn't feel as united. So one of the things I want to do is I want to get everybody over on our Discord and rating on our Discord for a while. And then the teams, if they feel uncomfortable with it, we can talk a little more at that time, but I want everyone over and I want to get a sponsorship. One of my ideas in terms to do that, and this is not obligated, but I would encourage teams and team leads, and if you think this would be something that would be cool, is each team channel, because we have collapsible channels now, thank God. Can you imagine how bad scrolling would be if you couldn't collapse all those channels? But one of the things we could do is we could have, for example, in the team chat areas, we could have a public, right? So it could be like, iTeam public and then iTeam, right? So you'd have Imperium public, and anybody could see that. Anyone and I'm not saying you have to do this, right? I'm just for an example, so no pressure here, iTeam. But say it says Imperium public, right? And anyone could see, and that way when Imperium gets kill shots, you guys can all go say congrats to him. So everybody in the community can talk to Imperium people specifically by going to the Imperium public channel. And then of course you have the Imperium channel that's just to be seen by people with the Imperium tag. So that is my idea. So I'm not saying team leads have to create that, but I'm saying that's the kind of ingenuity I'm looking for, because for us to get sponsored, we're going to need to see more chat. And I don't think the sponsorship is off voice. I think it is some probably. I don't know. But I know that we need to do more chat to get sponsored. So, and we're going to come up with some other things going on in the future with like a trainers program we're looking at doing. So we're going to have little class channels and theory crafting and all sorts of stuff that we're going to do in the future. But I really want to encourage you to come up with ideas to generate more traffic on our Discord server. You can see all the great things Z-Boot's already doing, and he's working with Henry with a lot of the events, like we're adding the Horde channel, right? Like there's a dozen or more channels have been added just this month alone, right? And that's adding. But if you have any ideas on how to create more Discord traffic, and so that when Discord looks at us and they say, oh, this is a place we want to sponsor because it's bringing Discord to hundreds of people that would not otherwise have experienced Discord, that's what we want. Do you have anything else to add on to that, Z-Boot? I mean, I guess I'm kind of taking over the whole conversation here, but do you have anything in terms of what you'd like to see in terms of teams or individuals adding to what we've got in terms of the chatter going on?
No, I think the main thing really is just being active in Discord, like showing your part of Discord. I think it's already, like, even just the teams raiding here and then the Patreon have already helped with that as well, because you can see a presence and people actually like sitting in Discord. And then obviously like the more public channels, like the screenshots channels and the photo channels being more actively used, especially the new pictures channels we added. I believe it's going to become more channels similar to that being added soon. I won't give anything away because that's not my territory. But yeah, just in general, like I think we've got a lot more Discord activity recently, and I would like to see that continue.
We'll have a huge expansion in Discord at the end of December, or at the probably at the December meeting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just didn't want to get into because it's your thing.
It'll either be December or January. I promise that at least.
Like I said, fun things moving forward that we've got planned, not quite ready to announce. One thing I'd say too is I'd really, really highly encourage team leads to have a post out section in your Discord for a couple reasons. One, then you're not looking at forums or anything else. And I know you have your own team Discords that you do this, but if you're doing post outs on your on the EK Discord, REs can actually see those because REs can peruse even the private, or well, there's not private. There's certain limitations. But anyway, if you make it so team leads can see post outs, especially someone like Kaylee who could see it and then talk to mercenary ranks, like that way we could know like, hey, if you guys need help or something. Typically we wouldn't necessarily need, like, the idea is not to like go and look over your shoulder. The idea is support. The idea is always support, right? The idea is not we're going to play Big Brother and take things away from you and catch you up. Like, there's a reason. Like, I'm on a few of the team discords, but most of the team discords I leave. And it's not because I don't appreciate you. It's because you don't need me looking over your shoulder. I don't play a police officer. I trust you guys to handle your own business, right? So again, it's not like we're trying to catch you slip up. And if someone's doing that, let me know because I'd talk to them and tell them, hey, knock it off kind of thing, right? But we do want to make sure you're getting the support you need. And of course, if you do make a mess, I'll come talk to you about that too. But it's really to support each other. So thinking of different ways that you can create spots on Discord so other people can come support you, that we can, make this community continue to grow and collaborate, looking for that. Okay. Moving on. Is there any questions about the Discord thing before I move on here? Again, thank you for those of you that moved over, and I'm sure we'll continue to improve and grow our Discord viewership and participation, et cetera, et cetera. Last thing, and something I have a big announcement here with all the meetings and everything else. I have gotten up to 260. My team 5, benched me this week and cleared content without me. So a little bit salty about that.
I still need that too.
But let's hear the Destiny 2 update briefly.
All right, so let's see. Papers. We have.
He's talking. I hear him in the room talking.
Can't hear him in this.
Ask him if he's muted himself.
Houston, we have a problem.
We just believe in you, right there.
How about now?
There you go.
That was weird. Okay. Anyway, so as of this week, so we had the beginning of the actual raid launch for Destiny 2. We had 5 teams, and right now Team 5 is the first one, so far as I know, that has actually gone through and cleared the regular raid in Destiny. So I watched their entire raid last night. They did a good job. Red kept dying, but that's par for the course. It's those hunters. They're weird like that. I will say that I honestly didn't think we were going to have the level of growth in the Bungie clan. I don't like using the term, but their guild system. I figured we'd have probably about 30 some odd people. We have 97 people in their system right now. We're 3 people away from the cap. We're actually going to have to go and create an endless kingdom in Destiny 2 in order to catch overflow.
That's funny.
So, Zate, if you've got either time tonight or tomorrow, I think we just need to figure that out. And then, ideally, what I would like to do is take the people that just want to play and not necessarily raid with anybody, have them in Endless Kingdom, and then the people that are specifically raiding in EK, or may do it the other way around. So EK is the non-raiders and Endless Kingdom is the raiders. I don't know yet, but we are 3 away from cap. And the other question I need to figure out is, and it doesn't entirely say it, how many of them are actually from EK, or if they are friends of people that are looking to apply, because I don't entirely know. It's the clan system isn't great, so I've got a little bit of homework to figure out if we're actually growing the community or if they're all just people from inside the community itself. But still, 97 people in roughly 2 months, and we've had a rather explosive growth in the past 14 days since Destiny launched.
So we're going to have an EK2 already. All right, well, you can start that if you want, and we can keep growing. But it's a good thing. We'll have to figure out. Maybe me and you should have a meeting, too, about how we want to trim or expand or whatever. But if you want to play Destiny 2, we'll make a spot for you. It's a fun game. I'm enjoying it.
Yep, and it is a lot of fun, and we're actually... The first quote-unquote expansion to it launches on December 5th, so it is new content already. It's kind of weird for the PC folks because we've only had it for a week and a half. The other folks on consoles have had it for a month and a half at this point. So they're ready for new content, whereas we're just kind of getting at it. And then Inri wanted me to mention there's a non-WoW screenshots channel that she'd love to see some actual in-game Destiny stuff and pictures and whatnot. So let's see if we can't flood her with some Guardians out there and some neat places in the solar system.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. That was something that it's been asked of me probably for like 6 months now, since we've had like the screenshots channel for WoW stuff, is where's the channel for stuff not WoW, right? And I know that we, a lot of us don't play just WoW, so that goes for any game. Like I've been playing a lot of Skyrim lately and thrown a lot in there, so Destiny, whatever it is that you're playing, we'd love to see it. It makes Discord look good, right? And it's cool to see everybody interacting and stuff like that. It's what makes the community so great, I think.
But yeah, like I said, there's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of people talking. When I went to actually create the teams, I had the option to sit there going, you know what, I'm just going to play with all of my friends. And I actually said, you know what, no, I want to do it, and I want to make sure that there are, and I tried anyway, that people that were on the same raid teams, with the exception of a few because of their schedule, were on different teams. Because this, I think, was probably the only chance that we would have to kind of force people to learn and play with other people and make friends. And so far, pretty good.
Yeah, and this goes back to when I talk about collaboration, right? And getting out of your comfort zone and saying hi to people you wouldn't normally say hi to, because that's what kind of makes the community special. You're not going to get to know every single person, right? But just getting to know a few other people on a few other teams, it really intertwines the community in a way that really leads to health and longevity and keeps things stable moving forward. So thanks for doing that, first off, Rather. And we will continue doing this with various games. I mean, if you're not sure about Destiny 2, basically Destiny 2, you level up, you get to max level, then you have to level your gear up. And then there's like one raid. I'd say it's equivalent to maybe a normal even raid here, I'm guessing. Think about if they released content and the only raid was a normal raid, right? But so it's, going to take you a few hours the first time around, but it's like a one-off a week kind of thing. It's not going to be like progression here. At least that's how it is now. I don't know if they're going to change it. But the team that we had clear walked in for the first time ever, and they had it done. So basically, they beat the game in what was like 5 hours or something.
Way less than that. So,
Just like 3 hours it took us.
That's the way Destiny's always been.
Yeah. So right now, the way it works is you've got strikes, which are our equivalent of dungeons. That's a 3-person team that can go in there. You've got the Nightfall, which is what we would consider our mythic level dungeon, and that's a 3-person team. You've got the 6-person raid, which right now is just normal. They are going to release what's called the Prestige version, which is mythic level. Then there's also PvP, so there's non-competitive PvP, which is 4-person teams. Then there's what is actually going on this weekend, which is called the Trials of the Nine, which is competitive. And the idea is it's best of 6, and if you go flawless for 6 or 8 matches, so you've got to go through 48 some odd games, you earn stuff for the actual guild. And it's kind of a prestige thing because it's really tough to do. And this weekend would actually be probably one of the best chances of doing it, because not a whole lot of people in Destiny right now. They're still kind of trying to feel this out. I think the next couple of Trials of the Nine will probably be a bit harder.
Cool. So more things coming in Destiny and other games. Going Horde feels like another game, probably a little bit for some people, but lots of ideas, lots of things coming. Like I said at the beginning, want to keep things healthy and going in the right direction. But if you have ideas, the biggest limiting factor from day one till now has always been, finding good leaders that really believe in the 3 pillars and making the world a better place. Not asking you to be perfect, but I mean, you have to be going in that direction. And then have some sort of creative idea that you're willing to actually put the blood, sweat, and tears to make happen. So always looking for new, bigger, better things. But I think that's it for us tonight, unless anyone has anything to add. All right, well, let's stop the recording.